Welcome to the next square of the 50 stitches crochet along, and this week we're making the Amostra stitch. So it's this lovely lacy pattern in a very square structure, double-sided, so the same on both sides. And how do we make it? So for this square we're going to start with a chain of 31 and we're using a 4mm hook. So in the third chain from your hook you're going to make a single crochet. Remember that turning chain counts as a stitch, so that's your first single crochet, and the stitch we just made is the second. So now we're going to chain 2. We're going to skip the next 2 chains, and in the next chain we're going to single crochet, and the same in the next. So for row 1 the repeat is 2 single crochet, chain 2, you're going to skip 2 stitches, and then the next set of single crochet. And we're going to repeat that all the way across the row. So chain 2, skip 2, and then single crochet in the next 2 stitches. So I'm going to carry on with that pattern, and I will see you when I get to the end of the row. Okay, so we're at the end of the row, and your last 2 stitches will be single crochets. So now we're going to turn, chain 1, and at the first stitch we're going to make the alternate turning chain. So that counts as your first stitch, so I'll just pop a stitch marker in there. Okay, let's get some more yarn. So in our next stitch, which will be a single crochet, we're going to make a double crochet. And then I'm going to chain 2 and skip the chain from the previous row, and in the top of the single crochets we're going to double crochet, and that's in both stitches. So 1 and 2. Okay, and you can start to see those squares forming. So chain 2, skip the chains, and in the top of the single crochets make a double crochet, and we're going to carry on like this till the end of the row. Oops. In there. So I'm going to carry on with that. So chain 2, skip the chains, and the top of each of the double crochets from row 1 you're going to make a double crochet. So I'm going to carry on with that, and I shall see you when I get to the end of the row. Okay, so I'm at the end of row 2, and I finished with a double crochet in each of the last 2 stitches, and that last double crochet will be in the top of the turning chain from row 1. So now we're going to turn, chain 1, and the first stitch, single crochet. I'll just mark that, and more yarn. I'm going to single crochet in the next stitch as well. Okay, so now we're going to repeat row 1, and we're going to chain 2, and in the top of the double crochets we'll single crochet. Okay, so you're going to do a single crochet in each of the top of the double crochet, chain 2, skip the chains, and then single crochet in each of the 2 double crochet, and that's the repeat. So it's a very simple pattern but with a lovely look. So if I just go back to the original square, okay, so the whole pattern is a repeat of rows 2 and 3. So it's just rows of double crochet with a chain 2 in between, and then a row of single crochet with all the single crochets going on the top of the doubles with chain 2s in between, and it just creates this lovely lattice structure. So for the border, I went down to a 3.5mm hook for the border, and across the top and bottom is just a single crochet in every stitch. So it's a single crochet in the top of your single crochets and 2 single crochets in each of the chain 2s. For the sides, okay, we're going to make 1 single crochet in the side of each single crochet row and 3 single crochet in the side of each double crochet row. There's 15 rows in total, okay, and you end on a row of the single crochet. And don't forget to add those extra single crochets in the corners of the turn. And that is the Amostra stitch. So I hope you enjoy. As always, if you have any questions, please do come up to the Facebook group and come and show us your finished squares. I always love to see how you've turned out with them. So thank you for joining me, and I will see you next week for the next stitch. Bye for now.